Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the Marvel Legends action figure of the Punisher from Netflix's Daredevil. Just out of the packaging, like just looking at it on the tabletop, I like this figure a little more than I was expecting. It's pretty simple. It's mostly a lot of black tones, with the most interesting thing being like the skull on his chest and his head. It's still, I like it a lot. It has a good presence, and there's some pretty strong work within this. As far as like the sculpt, let's talk about the jacket. It's made of like a soft, rubbery material. Like even for an action figure, it's a very thin, soft rubber, so that's cool. It's got nice wrinkles sculpted into it. The way it hangs looks really, really good, and it does rest on the shoulders well enough that it doesn't look extra floaty compared to his ball-jointed arms. But what's really cool about this figure is the sculpt of the vest, because if you go back and look at the show, this is a good sculpt and accurate representation of what that vest looked like. You can see like the seam going down the middle there and the way it angles up, the little pads, even the little taggy, flappy things there at the edge of those chest pads. The lines going down, the four little things at the bottom, the straps. This is all straight up from the show. It's an original sculpt, very screen accurate, so kudos to Hasbro for getting that right. The legs look good, nice and wrinkly, nice and textured. If this is reused legs and shoes from another figure, I don't know what it is. Same goes with the arms. If they're recycled, I don't know from what. Hinged, rotating wrists side to side. We got a hinged and swiveling elbow. We got the swiveling at the top of the bicep that connects to the bald shoulder joint. We have a like a mid-torso ball joint right there, which does lean back considerably and forward quite a bit. The waist joint, there's a swivel at the waist, full range of motion at the legs with the hinge at the upper, there's a cut at the top of the thigh, double knee joints, and the hinge swiveling at the ankles. One thing I gotta point out, it's very worth pointing out, is the head. The sculpt of Jon Bernthal is pretty good. The paint kinda lets it down a bit, but it's not terrible. It just comes off like extra wet and waxy. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but it's not ideal. But you could see, like in the nose, the bridge of his brows, the mouth, the jawline, even like the meat of skin, like above his eyes, kind of hanging down above his eyelids, really does look like him. It's just that, gosh, this thing looks so wet and waxy. The 5 o'clock shadow looks pretty good. The lip paint is decent. The eyes that are kind of printed on look okay. I've seen better. I've seen worse. Eyebrows look good. The hairline on the front looks good. Overall shape of his head is really strong, especially in the nose. I like the cut on the nose. But the paint gets a little kind of simple as you go around the side of the figure. And there's the back. There's a little use of gray on the sides there, and you can see some little unpainted hair sculpt there. But overall, when you look at it on your tabletop or your toy shelf or whatever, you get that it's Jon Bernthal. It totally does look like him from a basic level. The figure comes with a few accessories, including this rifle-looking thing, which I thought might have been recycled from like a previous Nick Fury Captain America First Avenger figure, but it is, to my knowledge, at least original to, maybe not recycled from Nick Fury, but it's I think this is original for this figure. Either way, it looks pretty cool, really well sculpted, and he comes with a basic silver pistol, no real paint details on this at all, no holster to put it in. We also get the giant-sized Man-Thing Build-A-Figure with his giant left arm. This figure, I dig it. I'm surprised by how well they managed to get the vest. The vest looks good. The head looks pretty good. I like that they went with the later in the season look, not the buzzed head towards the beginning of the season, but how he looks later, because I thought he just looked a little more rad that way. There he is with that pistol. And here he is holding this big bad mamma jamma. I do wish that he came with a pair of just open grip hands and not just gun grip hands, because you have to really pry those fingers apart to try to get them to grip the bottom little barrel section of that gun. Also worth pointing out that the neck joint, which is extremely visible here at the front of the neck goes way, way, way back, so he can really tilt his head really, really far, like he's the Rocketeer Superman just flying away. Look at just how far up he can look. Doesn't that weird nubbin just look weird? Anyway, despite that being pointed out, that's not a strike against the figure. If you're a fan of the Punisher in that show, in Daredevil, that show, what the hell am I talking about? This is a pretty good figure. I mean, it costs about $20, and it's a good $20 Hasbro Punisher TV show figure. How's that for a rave review? But yeah, I like it. Thanks for watching, everybody, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff.